There comes a time when the universe aligns in perfect harmony, when the stars themselves bow to divine will, and when heaven's gaze falls upon a single soul. That time is now. That soul is yours. You who have found this message, this is no coincidence, no random occurrence in the vast expanse of existence. This is your divine appointment. You are the chosen one, the one who stands at the threshold of abundance so vast it will flow to you like mighty rivers, unstoppable and ever replenishing. God has already decided. Your name has been written in the ancient scrolls of destiny long before your first breath on this earth. Can you feel it? That stirring within your spirit, that knowing deep in your soul that whispers, "This message is for me." Trust that feeling. It is the divine spark recognizing its purpose. The Creator of all things has been preparing you through every trial, every setback, every moment of doubt. These were not punishments, they were preparation. Not obstacles, but opportunities disguised as challenges to strengthen your resolve for the magnitude of blessings that await you. Comment "I receive" below this video right now. This is not merely words typed on a screen. It is your spiritual declaration, your covenant with the divine forces that stand ready to unleash torrents of prosperity into your life. The moment you declare your readiness to receive, you activate the spiritual frequencies that align your path with divine abundance. Perhaps you felt overlooked, forgotten, or delayed. Hear this truth. You were never forgotten. You were being forged. In the divine timeline, your moment of revelation has arrived. The heavens have opened their floodgates, and millions, yes, millions, will flow to you like water. Your breakthrough isn't coming. It has already been decreed. God has decided. And when God decides, no power in heaven or earth can prevent what has been divinely ordained for you, the chosen one. Every great destiny begins with a period of preparation that few understand. The ancient scrolls speak of how Joseph endured the pit before the palace, how David tended sheep before wearing the crown, how Moses wandered the wilderness before parting the sea. This is the divine pattern, the sacred sequence that precedes every magnificent manifestation. You, chosen one, have been undergoing this same divine preparation. Those tears you've shed in the midnight hours, they were watering the seeds of your future abundance. The rejections that pierced your heart like arrows, they were redirections guiding you to your true path. The doors that closed before you, they were divine protection from paths not meant for your feet to tread. God sees what human eyes cannot. When others looked at you and saw ordinary, heaven gazed upon you and saw extraordinary potential waiting to be unleashed. When the world labeled you as average, the divine labeled you as exceptional. While people categorized you by your past, the Creator was crafting your future, a future where millions flow to you like water, where abundance chases you down every street, where favor finds you in unexpected places. Take a deep breath. Feel the shift happening in the atmosphere around you. The winds of change are blowing, rearranging circumstances in your favor. The spiritual realm is bustling with activity, as angelic forces are dispatched to clear the pathways that lead to your elevation. This is happening now. Not tomorrow, not next year. Today marks the beginning of your supernatural acceleration. Like a master craftsman who knows precisely when to remove gold from the fire, not a moment too soon or too late, God has determined that your season of testing has fulfilled its purpose. You have been refined, not defined, by the fire. The impurities that would have hindered your capacity to carry the weight of your blessing have been burned away. What remains is pure, authentic, and ready to receive. Type "I am ready" in the comments below to signal to the universe that you acknowledge this divine timing. When you make this declaration, you align your spiritual frequency with the abundance that has been ordained for you since the foundations of the earth were laid. Remember the story of the farmer who plants his seed and then waits patiently for the harvest? Beneath the surface, where human eyes cannot see, miraculous transformation occurs. Roots extend downward, anchoring the future plant. A shoot pushes upward against the weight of soil. What appears as inactivity above ground disguises furious growth below. This has been your story. While it seemed nothing was happening, God was developing your root system to sustain the massive harvest coming your way. Many are called, but few are chosen, and you are among those chosen few. Your selection was not random or accidental. The divine hand pointed specifically to you, knowing your capacity to steward the blessings that will soon overflow in your life. Before you were formed in your mother's womb, this moment was ordained. Before your name was spoken on earth, it was already celebrated in heaven. Consider the humble caterpillar that enters the chrysalis, a period of darkness, confinement, and seeming restriction. To outside observers, it appears the caterpillar has reached its end. But within that space of limitation, magnificent transformation unfolds. Wings develop, colors intensify, and when the divine timing is perfect, emergence occurs, not as the creature that entered, but as something altogether new, free, beautiful, and capable of heights previously unimaginable. This is your metamorphosis moment, chosen one. You entered your chrysalis as one person, but you are emerging as another. The limitations that once bound you have become the very conditions that transformed you. The darkness that surrounded you has become the backdrop against which your light will shine most brilliantly. The obstacles you faced were not meant to block your path. They were placed there to reveal your power. Each time you overcame, you grew stronger. Each time you persisted, your resolve deepened. Each time you refused to surrender, heaven took notice and added another blessing to the storehouse of abundance with your name on it. Listen closely. There are sounds of abundance in the spiritual atmosphere. Like Elijah, who heard the sound of rain before a single cloud appeared in the sky, you must attune your spiritual senses to the prosperity that approaches. It draws nearer with each passing moment. The floodgates are creaking open. The barriers are breaking down. The channels of blessing are being cleared of every obstruction. You have been prepared for this moment. Not a single tear was wasted. Not a single prayer went unheard. Not a single act of faith was overlooked. Everything has been working together for your good, orchestrating this divine convergence where your preparation meets your opportunity. The time for doubting is over. The season for questioning your worth has passed. The days of wondering, why me, have concluded. Now is the time for knowing, for standing firm in the certainty that you are the chosen one, selected by divine wisdom to receive the flow of millions. God has decided. And when God decides, it is settled for all eternity. Your preparation is complete. Your waiting has purpose. Your blessing has substance. Your destiny has arrived. There comes a defining moment in every chosen vessel's journey when divine potential transforms into divine power. That moment is now for you. Today marks the supernatural activation of everything heaven has been quietly assembling on your behalf. Like a master circuit builder, the Creator has been meticulously connecting every component of your destiny. Each wire represents a relationship. Each connection symbolizes an opportunity. Each power source embodies a blessing already secured in the spiritual realm. And today, yes, this very day, the divine hand reaches for the switch that will illuminate your path with blinding clarity and unstoppable momentum. Press the like button now as your act of faith, your spiritual agreement with this divine activation. This simple gesture becomes a powerful declaration in the spiritual atmosphere, signaling your readiness to receive. When you take this step of faith, you position yourself at the intersection of human willingness and divine outpouring, the sacred space where miracles manifest. Consider the mighty oak tree dormant within a tiny acorn. All the coding, all the potential, all the magnificence of what will one day tower above the forest floor lies hidden within that humble seed. What activates this latent greatness? The perfect combination of soil, water, sunlight, and time. You are that acorn, chosen one, and the divine elements needed for your expansion have aligned perfectly in this season. There are skeptics who will question this divine selection. They will look at your past and say, impossible. They will assess your resources and declare, insufficient. They will examine your qualifications and pronounce, inadequate. But what human logic fails to calculate is the supernatural quotient, the divine multiplication that occurs when heaven sponsors a soul. Remember the loaves and fishes that fed thousands? They started as barely enough for one. Remember the widow's oil that paid all debts? It began as a single flask. Remember the walls of Jericho that collapsed? They fell not to military might, but to obedient marching and a shout of faith. These principles of supernatural mathematics still operate today, and they are being applied to your life with pinpoint precision. The divine activation occurring now means that old limitations no longer apply to you. The rules that governed your previous season have been suspended. The ceiling that once restricted your rise has been shattered by heavenly decree. You now operate under a different set of laws, the laws of abundance, acceleration, and divine favor that defy human comprehension. Share this video right now with someone who needs this message. When you become a conduit of blessing, you activate the spiritual law of multiplication in your own life. The very act of directing another soul to their divine appointment creates ripples in the spiritual atmosphere that return to you multiplied. This is not mere coincidence. It is divine design, the spiritual ecosystem of giving and receiving that governs the flow of prosperity. Perhaps you've been operating at a fraction of your true capacity, like an eagle raised among chickens, unaware of your ability to soar. The divine activation occurring today is removing the veil from your spiritual eyes, revealing your true identity and rightful position. You were never meant to scratch and peck at the dirt for sustenance. You were created to mount up with wings, to catch the high winds of opportunity, to survey vast territories of blessing from heights others cannot attain. The doubt that has whispered in your ear during dark nights is being silenced now by the thunderous declaration of your divine selection. The fear that has gripped your heart in moments of uncertainty is being dissolved by the perfect love that flows from your Creator. The hesitation that has held you back from your fullest expression is being replaced by holy boldness that propels you toward your destined greatness. What appears as sudden breakthrough to human observation has been in preparation for generations. Your ancestors' prayers, your forebears' sacrifices, your predecessors' faith, all have accumulated in a spiritual treasury with your name inscribed upon it. The divine activation happening now is releasing this generational blessing, this accumulated spiritual inheritance, into your waiting hands. Picture a dam holding back the pressure of millions of gallons of water. For years, it has contained the force, restricted the flow, maintained the boundary between potential energy and kinetic power. But now, by divine decree, the floodgates are opening. The barriers are dissolving. The restriction is giving way to release. And all that has been held back is surging forward with unstoppable momentum toward you, the divinely selected recipient. The divine activation transforms not only your external circumstances, but your internal capacity. Your mind is being renewed to think on a scale worthy of your calling. Your spirit is being expanded to receive blessings of greater magnitude. Your heart is being enlarged to steward abundance with wisdom and generosity. The container of your life is being resized to accommodate the millions that will flow to you like water. Type "activate" in the comments to seal this spiritual transaction. In the courts of heaven, your declaration stands as testimony of your agreement with divine purpose. Angels take notice. Spiritual forces mobilize. Heavenly resources are dispatched to your coordinates. This is not metaphorical language. This is the literal reality of spiritual mechanics at work on behalf of you, the chosen one. The divine activation is complete. What was dormant now awakens. What was potential now manifests. What was promised now performs. The season of explanation has ended. The era of manifestation has begun. God has decided, and no power in heaven or earth can reverse what has been divinely activated in your life. When divine selection rests upon a soul, opposition inevitably arises. This is not a contradiction, it is confirmation. The magnitude of resistance you encounter directly correlates to the magnitude of blessing that awaits you. The fiercer the battle, the more glorious the victory that has been ordained for you, chosen one. Let this truth sink deep into your spirit. Opposition does not negate your selection. It validates it. Would the enemy waste resources opposing someone who poses no threat to darkness? Would adversity concentrate its forces against one who carries no divine assignment? The targeted nature of your trials is heaven's backhanded compliment, silent acknowledgement of the light you are destined to bring into shadowed places. Subscribe to this channel now and hit the notification bell. This simple act serves as your declaration of alignment with the divine messages that will continue to guide you through seasons of opposition. Each notification becomes a beacon, illuminating your path precisely when darkness seems most overwhelming. This is spiritual strategy, not coincidence. Consider the diamond, formed only under extreme pressure, hidden in obscurity, emerging as the most valuable of gems. The very forces that seemed designed to crush you have instead been transforming you into something rare and precious. What appeared as oppression was actually compression. Divine pressure applied with perfect precision to create in you a worth beyond calculation. Perhaps doors have slammed in your face. Maybe relationships have dissolved without explanation. Possibly, opportunities have vanished at the moment of culmination. Hear this truth. These are not failures. They are filtration. The divine hand has been sifting circumstances, separating what belongs in your destiny from what would ultimately dilute your purpose or derail your progress. The opposition you face comes in three forms. First, there is circumstantial opposition, the unexpected bills, the health challenges, the timing setbacks. Second, there is relational opposition, the betrayals, the misunderstandings, the abandonments. Third, there is internal opposition, the doubts, the fears, the unworthiness. Yet none of these, none, can prevent what God has decreed for you. Type "unmovable" in the comments to declare your steadfast position in the face of opposition. This declaration activates spiritual fortification around your mind, heart, and circumstances. When you stand firm in your divine selection, opposition loses its power to deter you. Its only remaining effect is to develop you, preparing you for the weight of glory about to be revealed in your life. Like a salmon swimming upstream against powerful currents, you may feel the exhaustion of constant resistance. But understand this profound truth. The salmon's struggle against the current is not a detour from its destiny. It is the path to its destiny. The opposition you face is not diverting you from your divine appointment. It is directing you precisely toward it, strengthening you for the moment of arrival. The biblical Joseph faced the opposition of envious brothers, false accusations, and prison bars. Yet every attack positioned him perfectly for palace promotion. David endured the opposition of a jealous king, wilderness isolation, and battlefield giants. Yet each challenge prepared him for throne occupation. Esther confronted the opposition of palace protocols, ethnic prejudice, and death decrees. Yet every obstacle aligned her for such a time as this. Your story follows this same divine pattern. Opposition reveals what smooth sailing never could. The true strength of your anchor, the real measure of your resolve, the authentic depth of your faith. Without resistance, there can be no meaningful testimony. Without darkness, light cannot demonstrate its power. Without the valley, there is no appreciation for the mountaintop. Your opposition is crafting a testimony of overcoming that will inspire millions. Remember this: when Pharaoh refused to release God's people, the opposition didn't prevent the exodus. It magnified the miracle. When the Red Sea blocked their path, the obstacle didn't thwart their journey. It showcased divine intervention. When giants occupied the promised land, their presence didn't invalidate the promise. It highlighted the power of divine covenant. Your opposition is setting the stage for God's most dramatic demonstrations in your life. There are moments when opposition intensifies to such a degree that you question everything: your calling, your worth, your sanity. These moments of doubt do not disqualify you. They humanize you. Even the mightiest biblical figures experienced crisis of faith. The difference was not in the absence of questions, but in their refusal to be defined by temporary uncertainty. They pressed through to revelation, just as you are doing now. The opposition you face is not evidence of divine abandonment, but of diabolical fear. The enemy trembles at what awaits you on the other side of this resistance. Your breakthrough threatens established systems of limitation. Your prosperity challenges paradigms of lack. Your joy disrupts atmospheres of despair. Your vision illuminates paths previously hidden. Of course, opposition arises. Your destiny is revolutionary. Like a kite that rises against the wind rather than with it, you are being lifted by the very forces intended to ground you. The opposition pressing against you is actually elevating you to heights unreachable through comfortable circumstances. What was meant to bury you is positioning you for unprecedented visibility. What was designed to silence you is amplifying your voice to reach multitudes. The opposition in your life serves one final purpose. It eliminates the competition. While others retreat from resistance, you press forward. While many surrender to circumstance, you stand on promise. While the masses accept limitation, you declare abundance. This separation ensures that when millions flow like water, they flow specifically to you, the one who persevered when all others abandoned the path. The divine opposition you have endured has not been random or purposeless. It has been strategically permitted to prepare you for prosperity of such magnitude that unprepared hands could not steward it, unprepared minds could not conceive it, and unprepared hearts could not sustain it. You have been qualified through your resistance for the responsibility of your blessing. The season of opposition is closing. Its purpose has been fulfilled. Like training weights removed before the actual competition, the resistance that developed your strength is being lifted. Now you will run with supernatural ease toward the millions ordained to flow to you like water, because God has decided, and what God decides, no opposition can overturn. The universe operates according to immutable spiritual laws, laws that govern the flow of abundance, the circulation of prosperity, and the distribution of divine favor. These laws function with perfect precision, regardless of economic climates, social circumstances, or global conditions. And you, chosen one, have been positioned at the convergence point of these cosmic currents of abundance. Abundance is not merely the accumulation of material wealth, though this will certainly manifest in your experience. True abundance encompasses the totality of life's richness. Vibrant health that enables you to fulfill your purpose, relationships that nourish your soul, opportunities that excite your spirit, wisdom that guides your decisions, and yes, financial prosperity that funds your divine assignment. Comment, "Abundance flows" right now to activate the spiritual law of declaration. Words carry creative power. When you speak in alignment with divine decree, you participate in calling forth the very resources assigned to your destiny. The heavenly realms respond to authorized declarations, dispatching angelic assistance to arrange circumstances, connect relationships, and remove obstacles blocking your flow. Consider the Dead Sea, constantly receiving water but never releasing it, becoming so toxic that nothing can live within it. This is the antithesis of divine abundance. True prosperity flows both in and out, receiving and giving in divine rhythm. The millions that will flow to you like water are not meant to stagnate in your possession, but to circulate through you, blessing you abundantly while making you a channel of blessing to others. Many have adopted a poverty mentality, believing that lack is somehow more spiritual than abundance, that struggle is more noble than prosperity. This thinking contradicts divine intent. The Creator who scattered stars across infinite space with extravagant generosity, who painted sunsets with lavish color combinations, who designed flowers with intricate detail never to be fully appreciated by human eyes, this same Creator delights in your abundance. The obstacles you've faced in the financial realm have not been divine punishment but divine protection, keeping you from premature prosperity that would have harmed rather than helped you. Every delay, every disappointment, every detour has been developing within you the character required to steward millions with wisdom, generosity, and purpose. Visualize a river flowing toward you right now. Not a gentle stream, but a rushing, powerful current of divine provision. See it carrying opportunities, connections, ideas, resources, and wealth, all divinely directed to your specific coordinates. This is not wishful thinking or creative visualization. This is prophetic perception, seeing in the spiritual what will soon manifest in the natural. Share this video with 5 people who need this message. This action demonstrates your understanding of abundance mentality, that there is more than enough for everyone, that your blessing is not diminished by others being blessed, that abundance multiplies when shared rather than hoarded. When you operate from this expansive mindset, you align with the unlimited nature of divine resources. The millions that will flow to you like water will arrive through both expected and unexpected channels. Some will come through pathways you've diligently prepared, seeds you've planted, relationships you've nurtured, skills you've developed. Others will appear through supernatural provision, opportunities you never pursued, connections you never initiated, favor you never earned. This dual manifestation, human diligence partnered with divine intervention, creates unstoppable momentum. Perhaps you've been limited by what you could see in your natural circumstances, but the divine operates beyond the visible realm. Like Elisha's servant, who saw only the opposing army until his spiritual eyes were opened to behold angelic forces far outnumbering the enemy, your perception is being expanded today. What appears as scarcity in the natural is revealed as abundance in the spiritual, and the spiritual always supersedes the natural. The divine abundance flowing toward you serves purposes beyond your personal comfort. It funds your assignment. It resources your vision. It enables your impact. It facilitates your contribution. The millions coming your way are not merely for consumption, but for commission, equipping you to fulfill the divine mandate inscribed upon your soul before time began. Type the number 777 in the comments as your seed of faith. In divine numerology, 7 represents completion and perfection. By declaring this number, you are aligning with the complete and perfect nature of the abundance prepared for you. This symbolic act positions you to receive not partial provision, but complete prosperity in every dimension of your existence. Abundance is your birthright as a divinely selected soul. You were never designed for barely enough, for just making ends meet, for survival mode existence. You were created for overflow, for more than enough, for wealth that enables generosity without reservation. This truth is not new. It has been yours all along. Today simply marks your awakening to what has always been available. The millions that will flow to you like water come without the sorrow that typically accompanies wealth acquired through merely human means. Divine abundance carries with it supernatural peace, inexplicable joy, and uncommon wisdom for its stewardship. What would burden others will empower you. What would corrupt others will refine you. What would distract others will focus you on your true purpose. In the economy of heaven, there is no scarcity, no lack, no limitation. The same divine power that multiplied loaves and fishes, that provided manna in the wilderness, that turned water into wine, this miracle-working power is being directed toward your financial situation right now. What seems impossible in human terms is remarkably simple in divine mathematics. The abundance flowing to you now is merely the beginning, the first fruits of a harvest that will continue expanding as you demonstrate faithful stewardship. The divine operates on the principle of multiplication rather than simple addition. Each blessing properly managed becomes the seed for greater blessing, creating an upward spiral of ever-increasing prosperity that defies natural explanation. The millions decided for you by divine decree are not dependent on favorable economic conditions, personal connections, educational credentials, family background, or geographic location. They flow by supernatural ordination, bypassing normal channels, overriding natural limitations, creating new pathways where none previously existed. This is the extraordinary nature of divine abundance. The floodgates are open. The abundance has been released. The flow has begun. Millions are coming to you like water, not because you have earned them, not because you deserve them, but because God has decided. And what God decides becomes reality. In the vast orchestration of cosmic events, timing is perhaps the most misunderstood element of divine operation. Human impatience demands immediacy. The mortal mind expects instant manifestation. But divine wisdom operates according to perfect chronology, a supernatural calendar synchronized with events, circumstances, and developmental processes beyond human comprehension. You have not been forgotten. Your blessing has not been delayed. Your prosperity has not been denied. What appears as waiting in human perception is actually precise calibration in divine reality. The millions flowing to you like water are being released at the exact moment when all necessary components, your character development, relationship connections, circumstantial alignments, and global conditions, create the optimal environment for sustainable abundance. Type divine timing in the comments to declare your surrender to this perfect chronology. This act of submission paradoxically accelerates your blessing, removing the resistance created by frustration, anxiety, and attempts to force doors open prematurely. When you align with divine timing, you experience supernatural efficiency, accomplishing more in months than others achieve in decades. Consider the master winemaker who knows precisely when to harvest the grapes, not a day too early, which would result in sour wine, and not a day too late, which would cause spoilage. This exquisite sensitivity to timing produces vintage excellence impossible through rushed processes. Your blessing has been aging to perfection, developing complexities and richness that immediate fulfillment could never provide. The natural world abounds with evidence of divine timing, the seed that sprouts only after the harsh winter has passed, the butterfly that emerges only when its wings can support flight, the tide that rises and falls in perfect rhythm, the planets that orbit with mathematical precision. This same meticulous chronology governs the release of your millions, not arbitrary or capricious, but calculated for maximum impact and duration. Like a master archer who draws back the bowstring, aims with precision, and holds the position until the exact moment for release, divine timing has been holding your blessing in tension, not to torture you with anticipation, but to ensure the arrow of prosperity flies true to its target, striking with pinpoint accuracy and unstoppable force when finally released. Hit the subscribe button now if you haven't already done so. This simple action signals your readiness to receive ongoing divine revelations and prophetic insights calibrated specifically for your season. Each message becomes a divine timestamp, marking your progress along the journey toward manifestation of what has already been decided in the spiritual realm. Many have abandoned their position of faith just moments before breakthrough. They grew weary in the waiting, interpreted divine timing as divine rejection, and walked away from blessings that were literally within reach. But not you. You have persevered. You have maintained hope against hope. You have stood firm on promise when evidence was contrary. This steadfastness distinguishes you as the chosen one for whom millions will flow like water. Biblical Joseph endured 13 years between his prophetic dream and its fulfillment, years filled with betrayal, false accusation, and imprisonment. Yet when divine timing finally aligned, his elevation was not gradual, but instantaneous, from prison to palace in a single day. This pattern of sudden promotion after prolonged preparation characterizes divine operation. Your decades of faithful waiting can culminate in moments of miraculous manifestation. Perhaps even now your human understanding questions the timing, wondering why prosperity hasn't arrived despite your faithfulness, your diligence, your spiritual practices. Hear this profound truth. The divine operates with multi-generational vision. Your blessing has been accumulating compound interest in the spiritual realm. What appears as delay has actually been exponential increase, millions multiplying into more millions while you waited. Chronological time, measured by clocks and calendars, differs vastly from Kairos time, divine moments of opportunity and intervention. While you have been counting days, months, and years, heaven has been monitoring convergences, alignments, and ripeness. The millions flowing to you now arrive not according to chronos, but kairos, the fullness of time when maximum impact becomes possible. Comment with, "I am ready," to declare your preparedness for this kairos moment. This declaration vibrates through the spiritual atmosphere, confirming your position and activating accelerated manifestation. The waiting has served its purpose. The preparation has accomplished its work. The fullness of time has arrived for the millions to flow to you like water. Divine timing carries with it divine compensation, supernatural restoration of everything the waiting seemed to cost you. Relationships that withered will be replaced with deeper connections. Opportunities that vanished will be superseded by more fitting open doors. Resources that depleted will be replenished with greater abundance. Years that appeared wasted will be redeemed with compressed fulfillment. This is the divine economy. Nothing is ultimately lost in the waiting. Like a surfer who studies the ocean, recognizing that timing is everything, Paddling too early results in missed opportunity, while paddling too late means being overwhelmed by the wave's force. You have learned the rhythms of divine operation. You understand that blessing arrives not when desperately pursued, but when properly positioned. This wisdom has prepared you to ride the wave of abundance now swelling on your horizon. The millions flowing to you now could not have been properly received or responsibly managed in previous seasons. The waiting was not punishment, but protection. The delay was not denial, but development. The silence was not absence, but alignment. Every moment of perceived postponement was actually perfect positioning for the magnitude of blessing now being released. In ancient siege warfare, armies would surround a walled city, cutting off supply lines and simply waiting. While dramatic assaults might make for better storytelling, it was patient persistence that ultimately proved most effective. In similar fashion, your breakthrough has been surrounded by divine forces, and the walls of resistance have been weakening daily. What appears as inactivity has been strategic pressure, creating fault lines in every barrier between you and your blessing. The divine timing governing your life operates with both precision and compassion, never early, never late, but perfectly calibrated to your capacity and circumstances. The millions flowing to you now arrive at the moment of maximum benefit and minimum danger, when your foundation is strong enough to support the weight of wealth and your character developed enough to resist its corrupting influence. The waiting is over. The fullness of time has arrived. The divine chronology has reached its appointed moment. Millions now flow to you like water because God has decided, and God's decisions manifest not according to human timelines, but according to divine, perfect timing. Transformation, not mere improvement, not simple enhancement, not gradual evolution, but complete, radical, irreversible metamorphosis, stands as the hallmark of divine intervention. What heaven initiates, heaven completes. What the Creator begins, the Creator perfects. The divine hand does not apply cosmetic adjustments to your circumstances. It implements fundamental restructuring of your entire existence. You, chosen one, are in the midst of this supernatural transformation. The person you were yesterday no longer exists. The limitations that defined your past no longer apply. The ceiling that restricted your rise has been shattered. The boundaries that confined your expansion have dissolved. You are being transformed with divine precision into the vessel capable of receiving, managing, and distributing the millions that will flow to you like water. Comment, "Transform me," as your surrender to this divine metamorphosis. This declaration signals your willingness to release familiar limitations and embrace uncomfortable growth, the necessary components of genuine transformation. When you voluntarily participate in your own reconstruction, you accelerate the process and amplify the results beyond what forced change could ever accomplish. Consider the caterpillar that enters the chrysalis as one creature and emerges as another entirely. During metamorphosis, it doesn't merely grow larger or change color. Its very DNA is expressed differently, activating dormant coding that creates wings where none existed before. This same fundamental recoding is happening within you now. Dormant potential embedded in your spiritual DNA is being activated, manifesting capacities previously unexpressed. The divine transformation occurring in your life happens first internally, then externally. Your mindset shifts from scarcity to abundance. Your perspective expands from temporal to eternal. Your identity transitions from orphan to heir. Your thinking elevates from survival to legacy. These internal changes precede and precipitate the external manifestations of prosperity, creating the necessary foundation for sustainable wealth. Like the refiner's fire that separates precious metal from worthless dross, the heat of your trials has been purifying your character, not punishing you, but preparing you. Gold cannot be refined at comfortable temperatures. Diamonds cannot form without extreme pressure. Your transformation into a vessel worthy of millions requires intensity that casual existence never demands. The discomfort you've endured has been the pressure forming something priceless within you. Hit the thumbs up button right now to declare your agreement with this transformation. This simple act aligns your human will with divine intent, removing resistance that would otherwise slow your metamorphosis. When you fully consent to becoming who you were created to be, heaven accelerates the process, compressing decades of development into days of dynamic transformation. Many pray for better circumstances while heaven works for better character. Many seek financial increase while the divine invests in capacity increase. Many pursue comfort while the Creator facilitates transformation. This misalignment of priorities explains why some receive temporary relief rather than permanent reformation. But you, chosen one, have embraced the deeper work that precedes lasting prosperity. Biblical Jacob wrestled with the divine until his identity was fundamentally altered. From Jacob the deceiver to Israel the prince with God. This transformation wasn't merely symbolic, it manifested in his walk, his wealth, and his legacy. Your encounter with divine purpose has similarly marked you for identity transformation that precedes destiny fulfillment. The millions flowing to you come as confirmation of who you have become, not merely what you have done. The transformation unfolding in your life encompasses 5 dimensions: spiritual awakening that connects you to divine resources, mental renewal that aligns your thinking with abundance principles, emotional healing that frees you from scarcity trauma, relational realignment that surrounds you with destiny connections, and physical rejuvenation that energizes you for wealth management. This comprehensive metamorphosis ensures that no aspect of your being remains untransformed. Share this message with someone who needs divine transformation. When you become a catalyst for another's metamorphosis, you activate the spiritual law of multiplication in your own experience. The very insights you share become more deeply embedded in your consciousness. The truths you declare over others echo back into your own circumstances with amplified potency. The transformation you facilitate returns to you multiplied. Perhaps you've attempted self-improvement through human methods, setting goals, following systems, implementing strategies, only to experience temporary change followed by discouraging regression. Divine transformation operates differently. It rebuilds your foundation rather than redecorating your facade. It rewires your core programming rather than adjusting your external behaviors. It transforms your being, not merely your doing. Type the number 333 in the comments to align with complete transformation. In divine numerology, 3 represents wholeness and completion. By declaring this number, you signal your readiness for transformation that encompasses spirit, soul, and body, the totality of your being. Nothing partial, nothing halfway, nothing superficial. Only complete metamorphosis satisfies divine intent for your life. The transformation occurring now prepares you not merely to receive millions, but to sustain them. Many have received sudden prosperity, only to lose it just as suddenly because their internal capacity hadn't expanded to match their external abundance. Like pouring ocean water into a teacup, wealth without transformation results in devastating overflow. But you are being enlarged to contain what is being released to you. In nature, transformation follows predictable patterns. The seed must die before new life emerges. The snake must shed its skin to continue growing. The tide must fully recede before it can advance again. These natural laws reflect spiritual principles governing your transformation. What appeared as death was necessary preparation for rebirth. What felt like loss was required for greater gain. What seemed like retreat was positioning for advancement. The divine transformation reshaping your reality operates with unstoppable momentum. It cannot be reversed by opposition, diluted by doubt, or derailed by setback. Once initiated by heaven, it proceeds with mathematical certainty toward its predetermined conclusion. Your complete metamorphosis into the vessel designed to channel millions like flowing water to a world in need. Your transformation is not just for you. It prepares you to become a conduit of transformation for others. The millions flowing to you will fund initiatives, support causes, launch movements, and create opportunities that transform communities, industries, and generations. Your metamorphosis multiplies, creating ripple effects of transformation that extend far beyond your individual experience. The transformation is complete. What was begun is now finished. What was promised is now performed. You have been fundamentally altered at the core of your being. No longer the person who struggled, but the chosen one who succeeds. No longer the one who lacks, but the one through whom millions flow like water. Because God has decided. Beyond the blessing, behind the abundance, beneath the prosperity, flows a current of divine purpose more valuable than the millions themselves. This is your assignment, the sacred mission for which your soul was fashioned before time began. The wealth flowing to you now serves as resource for responsibility, as provision for purpose, as funding for divine mandate that transcends mere accumulation of riches. You were not selected for prosperity merely to indulge in luxury, though you will certainly enjoy the fruits of abundance. You were chosen for wealth because your assignment requires resources. Your mission demands funding. Your purpose necessitates financial backing of supernatural proportion. The millions flowing to you like water are divine investment in the assignment inscribed upon your spirit before your first heartbeat. Comment, "I accept my assignment," to activate the full revelation of your divine purpose. This declaration signals to the spiritual realm your readiness to receive not just blessing, but responsibility. When you willingly embrace your assignment, hidden dimensions of your destiny unfold with supernatural clarity, revealing the magnificent scope of impact for which you have been divinely prepared. Consider the biblical Esther, elevated to royal position not primarily for her personal benefit, but for such a time as this, a divine assignment that required palace access, royal authority, and privileged position. Your prosperity similarly arrives, accompanied by purpose. The platform being built beneath you, the influence being granted to you, the resources being released to you, all serve an assignment that extends far beyond personal comfort. The divine assignment for which you've been chosen carries multi-generational impact. It extends beyond your lifetime, creates ripple effects through decades, and establishes foundations that will benefit people you will never meet. This eternal perspective transforms how you view the millions flowing to you, not as personal reward, but as generational resource, not as terminal blessing, but as transitional provision meant to flow through you. Like an arrow fashioned with meticulous care, its shaft straightened with precision, its tip sharpened to penetration point, its fletching arranged for perfect flight, you have been crafted for specific, divine purpose. The challenges that shaped you, the experiences that trained you, the insights that filled you, the gifts that distinguish you, all combine to create a uniquely qualified vessel for an assignment no other can fulfill. Subscribe now and turn on notifications to ensure you receive ongoing revelation about your divine assignment. Each message becomes another brushstroke on the expanding canvas of your purpose, bringing greater clarity to the masterpiece of meaning being painted through your life. The millions flowing to you gain significance when viewed through the lens of your unfolding assignment. Many seek wealth without purpose, pursuing prosperity disconnected from assignment. They achieve financial abundance only to discover an emptiness that no material possession can fill. But your path differs fundamentally. The millions flowing to you arrive paired with meaning, coupled with calling, united with purpose that infuses every dollar with divine significance and every resource with eternal value. Biblical Joseph received wealth and position not merely as reward for righteous suffering, but as resource for saving nations from famine. David received royal authority not primarily for personal vindication, but as platform for establishing divine governance. Solomon received wisdom and wealth not just as answer to prayer, but as tools for building sacred space. Your millions likewise arrive accompanied by assignment that brings depth and meaning to prosperity. The assignment for which you've been divinely selected may differ dramatically from areas of previous focus. Like Gideon called from threshing wheat to leading armies, like Peter summoned from fishing boats to spiritual revolution, like Paul redirected from religious persecution to gospel proclamation, your divine purpose may require radical redirection that only makes sense when viewed from heaven's perspective. Type "purpose aligned" in the comments to declare your commitment to steward prosperity for divine assignment, rather than merely personal ambition. This declaration activates supernatural wisdom for wealth management, insight beyond human understanding that guides your financial decisions in perfect alignment with heaven's agenda for resources entrusted to your care. The magnitude of millions flowing to you directly correlates to the magnitude of assignment placed upon you. Great responsibility requires great resource. Significant impact demands significant backing. Global influence necessitates substantial funding. The scale of your prosperity reveals the scale of your purpose, not to overwhelm you with expectation, but to equip you with everything necessary for assignment fulfillment. You have sensed glimpses of this assignment throughout your journey. Moments of unusual clarity when purpose flashed before your consciousness, when deep satisfaction filled your being while engaged in specific activities, when time seemed to suspend during particular pursuits. These were prophetic previews of your divine assignment, breadcrumbs leading you toward the full revelation, now unfolding as millions flow to you like water. Share this video with someone who seems lost or purposeless. Your act of sharing becomes catalyst for another's awakening, triggering recognition of assignment in souls disconnected from divine purpose. This generosity of spirit, directing others toward their destiny, activates accelerated revelation of your own assignment details, bringing crystallized clarity to aspects of your purpose previously shrouded in mystery. Unlike tasks that deplete your energy, assignment energizes your spirit. Unlike obligations that burden your shoulders, purpose lightens your load despite requiring greater effort. Unlike duties performed from mere discipline, divine assignment engages your deepest passion alongside your highest skill. The millions flowing to you fuel endeavors that simultaneously fulfill you and benefit others. The rare intersection where personal joy meets universal contribution. The assignment accompanying your millions operates as divine protection against the corrupting influence of wealth without purpose. Like guardrails preventing veering into dangerous territory, your assignment keeps prosperity channeled toward meaningful contribution rather than meaningless consumption. This built-in safeguard ensures that abundance enhances rather than diminishes your spiritual vitality and relational connections. Your divine assignment transcends traditional categories of secular and sacred. Whether expressed through business innovation, creative expression, educational advancement, technological development, community transformation, or direct ministry, your purpose carries divine fingerprints. The artificial separation between marketplace and ministry, dissolves in the presence of assignment awareness, revealing all productive work as sacred when aligned with divine intent. The divine assignment for which you've been chosen will require courage. It will demand innovation. It will necessitate decisions that others cannot understand because they don't share your revelation. The millions flowing to you provide not just financial backing, but confirmation that emboldens you to move forward when conventional wisdom suggests retreat. When doubt whispers, "Impossible," your resources shout, "Already provided for." The assignment is revealed. The purpose is clear. The mission is deployed. The millions flowing to you like water now connect directly to divine intention that transforms prosperity from mere possession into world-changing impact. Your wealth finds meaning in your assignment. Your assignment finds resource in your wealth. This divine partnership of purpose and provision manifests because God has decided. In the economy of heaven, nothing significant occurs without confirmation. Divine validation that removes doubt, silences skepticism, and establishes unshakable certainty in the heart of the chosen. These confirmations appear not as vague impressions or wishful thinking, but as tangible evidence that transcends coincidence and defies logical explanation. They are heaven's exclamation points following divine declarations over your life. You, chosen one, stand at the threshold of unprecedented confirmation. The millions flowing to you like water will be accompanied by supernatural signs that eliminate all uncertainty about your divine selection. These confirmations will appear in dreams that provide specific details you could not possibly know, in synchronicities too mathematically improbable to be random, in unexpected provision from sources you never contacted, and in divine appointments with people strategically positioned for your elevation. Comment, confirm it, to declare your expectation of divine validation. This declaration positions you to recognize confirmation when it appears, preventing you from dismissing supernatural evidence as mere coincidence. When you actively anticipate divine confirmation, your spiritual sensitivity heightens, allowing you to perceive the subtle fingerprints of heaven that others overlook in daily circumstances. Consider the biblical Gideon, who requested confirmation through a fleece, twice witnessing the laws of nature suspended as validation of his calling. Consider Mary, who received angelic visitation and Elizabeth's prophetic greeting as confirmation of divine purpose. Consider Joseph, whose dreams containing heavenly intelligence confirmed his unusual assignment. These patterns of supernatural validation continue today, with special emphasis on those selected for wealth distribution of divine magnitude. The confirmations manifesting in your experience serve dual purpose. They strengthen your own conviction while simultaneously providing evidence that silences external skepticism. When millions begin flowing to you like water, those who questioned your divine selection will fall silent in the face of undeniable confirmation. Your testimony becomes not merely personal belief, but demonstrable reality that compels acknowledgement, even from critics. Like ancient sailors navigating vast oceans by celestial bodies, confirmation serves as your navigational aid through the expansive territory of abundance. When questions arise about allocation of resources, when decisions loom regarding investment of wealth, when opportunities present themselves for deployment of finances, divine confirmation appears as guiding star, providing clear direction that eliminates confusion and prevents costly missteps. Hit the like button right now to activate another wave of confirmation in your experience. This simple action aligns your expectation with heaven's intention, creating receptivity for increased evidence of divine selection. When you position yourself to receive confirmation, heaven responds with amplified validation that eliminates every trace of doubt concerning the millions flowing to you like water. Many stumble through life without confirmation, making decisions based on limited human wisdom, pursuing paths without divine validation, investing resources without supernatural guidance. Their journey resembles walking through dense fog, tentative, uncertain, prone to detours and delays. But your experience differs fundamentally. Confirmation illuminates your path with brilliant clarity, allowing confident strides where others take hesitant steps. Divine confirmation appears through multiple channels, creating a convergence of evidence impossible to dismiss. The same message arrives through different sources who have no connection to each other. The same numbers appear repeatedly in significant moments. The same themes emerge in unrelated conversations. The same opportunities arise from diverse directions. This pattern of multi-channel validation eliminates selective perception as explanation and establishes divine orchestration as the only reasonable conclusion. The specific confirmations manifesting in your experience are uniquely calibrated to your personality, background, and spiritual journey. For some, confirmation comes primarily through Scripture, specific verses illuminated with unusual clarity and personal application. For others, confirmation arrives through dreams and visions, symbolic communications carrying distinctive spiritual intelligence. For still others, confirmation emerges through prophetic voices, individuals speaking precise details they could not naturally know about your assignment and provision. Type, "I see it clearly," in the comments to declare your recognition of divine confirmation already manifesting in your circumstances. This declaration accelerates the convergence of validating evidence, creating a tapestry of confirmation so tightly woven that doubt cannot find entry point into your consciousness. When you acknowledge existing confirmation, you invite multiplication of divine validation in every dimension of your experience. The confirmations emerging now serve as spiritual anchors, stabilizing your confidence when circumstances temporarily contradict your divine selection. When promised millions encounter unexpected delays, when assignment faces unusual opposition. In turbulent moments, confirmation provides unshakable assurance that what God has decided, God will deliver, regardless of temporary appearances to the contrary. Perhaps you've dismissed previous confirmations as coincidence, explained away divine validation as random chance, or attributed supernatural evidence to natural causes. This hesitation to acknowledge divine fingerprints stems not from intellectual honesty, but from subconscious reluctance to embrace the responsibility accompanying confirmed calling. Today marks your liberation from doubt-driven minimization of heavenly validation concerning the millions flowing to you like water. Share this video with 3 people who need divine confirmation in their lives. This action demonstrates your understanding that confirmation creates community, circles of mutually validated individuals who strengthen each other's confidence in divine selection. When you facilitate confirmation for others, you activate accelerated validation in your own experience, creating reciprocal reinforcement of heaven's declarations over connected lives. Unlike human assurances that often prove empty, divine confirmation manifests with tangible evidence following supernatural validation. The millions flowing to you will not merely be promised, but delivered. Not just predicted, but produced. Not simply declared, but demonstrated. Confirmation transitions your prosperity from future expectation to present manifestation, from hoped-for possibility to handled reality that transforms circumstances and impacts lives. The confirmations appearing now reveal not just that millions will flow to you, but precisely how they will arrive, through which relationships, via which opportunities, by which divine connections. This specificity of confirmation eliminates wasted energy pursuing paths not divinely ordained for your provision. Like cosmic efficiency experts, confirmations streamline your journey to abundance by illuminating exactly which doors to enter and which to bypass. Your assignment receives special confirmation, supernatural evidence validating not just abundance, but its divine purpose. Confirmation reveals which aspects of your assignment deserve immediate attention, which require patient development, which demand financial investment, and which need relational support. This guidance prevents misallocation of the millions flowing to you like water, ensuring maximum impact of every dollar deployed. The confirmation is undeniable. The validation is complete. The evidence is overwhelming. Every dimension of your divine selection receives supernatural attestation that silences doubt, eliminates uncertainty, and establishes unshakable confidence in the millions flowing to you like water. Because God has decided, and what God decides comes with unmistakable confirmation. The moment of manifestation, when spiritual reality materializes in the physical realm, when invisible promise becomes visible provision, when prophetic declaration transforms into tangible demonstration, this sacred convergence of heaven and earth now unfolds in your life. The divine decision that millions will flow to you like water crosses the threshold from spiritual decree to physical reality, from future hope to present possession. You stand at the epicenter of supernatural manifestation. The millions flowing to you are not distant possibility, but immediate reality. The abundance declared over your life is not eventual expectation, but current experience. The prosperity prophesied for your future is not coming someday. It arrives today, manifesting with undeniable evidence that transforms circumstances, silences skeptics, and establishes unshakable testimony of divine selection. Comment, "It is manifest," to activate the final phase of materialization. This declaration serves as spiritual catalyst, accelerating the transition of your millions from spiritual substance to physical currency, from heavenly account to earthly abundance. When you speak with authority over your manifestation, you participate in the creative process that brings invisible reality into visible existence. Consider the biblical creation narrative, where spiritual words produced physical matter, where divine declaration manifested tangible reality, where "let there be" resulted in "and there was." This same creative principle operates in your life now. The millions flowing to you like water manifest through the same spiritual mechanics that formed mountains, filled oceans, and fashioned galaxies. Divine decision made material through creative power. The manifestation of your millions occurs through both supernatural and natural channels. Unexpected windfalls alongside strategic opportunities, divine connections alongside diligent efforts, miraculous provision alongside multiplied productivity. Heaven utilizes every available pathway to deliver the abundance ordained for you, creating a comprehensive flow that cannot be obstructed by economic conditions, blocked by human opposition, or delayed by systemic limitations. Like the ancient Israelites who witnessed manna appearing with the morning dew, manifestation of divine provision requiring daily gathering, you now experience heaven's resources materializing in your environment, requiring appropriate action to possess what has appeared. The millions flowing to you like water demand your participation, not to create the provision, but to collect, steward, and distribute what divine decision has manifested. Hit the subscribe button now, if you haven't already done so. This action positions you to receive ongoing guidance for managing the millions manifesting in your life. Each notification becomes divine instruction for wealth stewardship, investment direction, and strategic deployment of resources that continue flowing with increasing magnitude as you demonstrate faithful administration of what has manifested. Many limit manifestation through restricted expectation, believing only for provision that fits within their conceptual framework of possibility. They receive exactly what their confined consciousness can accept, modest improvement rather than magnificent transformation. But you, chosen one, have expanded your capacity to receive. You have stretched your spiritual container to hold the millions now manifesting with magnitude that exceeds human expectation. The manifestation occurring now reveals divine mathematics, supernatural calculation that transforms modest seeds into massive harvests, small beginnings into significant outcomes, limited resources into limitless provision. What appears as 5 loaves manifests as food for thousands. What begins as 2 fish multiplies to feed multitudes. What starts as mustard seed grows into expansive influence. This divine multiplication characterizes the millions manifesting in your experience. The specific manifestation of your millions carries divine signature, unique elements that identify its heavenly source, distinctive characteristics that authenticate its supernatural origin. These divine fingerprints eliminate coincidence as explanation and establish providential intervention as the only reasonable conclusion. Your testimony becomes not merely inspiring but undeniable, not simply encouraging but irrefutable evidence of divine selection. Type "manifesting now" in the comments to align with the current reality of your abundance. This declaration synchronizes your consciousness with present manifestation rather than future expectation. The millions flowing to you are not relegated to some distant tomorrow. They materialize in your today, transforming current circumstances, addressing immediate needs, and establishing resource foundation for expanded impact. The manifestation you experience carries contagious properties. Your divine provision inspires faith in others. Your supernatural abundance triggers belief in those who witness it. Your prosperity journey catalyzes expectation in communities connected to you. The millions flowing to you like water create ripple effects that extend far beyond your personal experience, initiating waves of manifestation in widening circles of influence around your epicenter of abundance. Perhaps you've struggled to manifest previous promises, encountered resistance when attempting to materialize prophetic words, or experienced disappointment when declarations remained unfulfilled. These past experiences reflected incomplete alignment rather than invalid promises. The manifestation occurring now demonstrates what happens when divine decision, heavenly timing, human readiness, and spiritual activation achieve perfect synchronization. Share this final chapter with everyone who has followed your journey. Your transparent testimony of divine manifestation becomes sacred invitation for others to experience similar provision. When you openly acknowledge the supernatural source of your abundance, you create atmospheric conditions conducive to collective manifestation. Environments where heaven's resources flow not just to you, but through you to transform communities, industries, and generations. Unlike temporary manifestations that appear briefly only to evaporate under pressure, the millions flowing to you manifest with sustainable substance and enduring quality. This is not fleeting prosperity that vanishes as quickly as it arrives, but established abundance that increases with time, expands with stewardship, and multiplies with generous distribution. What God manifests, God maintains, providing not just initial supply, but ongoing support for growing responsibility. The manifestation of millions transforms every dimension of your existence, enhancing relationships with resources that eliminate financial tension, improving health through access to optimal care, expanding influence through platforms previously unavailable, increasing impact through projects now fully funded, and elevating contribution through charitable initiatives now abundantly resourced. This comprehensive manifestation affects not just bank accounts, but entire life experience. Your divine manifestation serves as living testament to a fundamental spiritual truth. Heaven's decisions override Earth's conditions. When God decides millions will flow to you like water, no economic downturn can prevent it. No industry collapse can obstruct it. No personal limitation can restrict it. No human opposition, can block it. Divine manifestation operates according to heavenly declaration rather than earthly circumstance, supernatural principle rather than natural probability. The manifestation is complete. The millions flow freely. The abundance manifests fully. The prosperity materializes tangibly. What was prophesied is now performed. What was promised is now provided. What was declared is now demonstrated. Heaven and earth have converged in your experience to transform divine decision into physical reality. The chosen one receives in manifested form exactly what God decided in eternal counsel, millions flowing like water that transform not just your life, but countless lives through your divine assignment.